So I've been wanting to come on and, well, first off, you all know about what happened with Robin Williams, which is just so heartbreaking and sad, and it's just mind blowing that someone that lives their life trying to make other people happy takes their life because of depression and not knowing how to get through that. Um, and it's just sad that we've lost him, his family, his children, and the entire world lost a legend and an amazing comedian, actor, father. He was just so many things to so many different people. And he truly will be missed by so many people. And which is why I wanted to talk about this topic. So, I've basically been trying to decide how to talk about. We all deal with. My hair's looking crazy right now. We all deal with life issues, and some people don't suffer from depression or anxiety, so they don't understand why people with anxiety or depression or anything like that take their lives. And it's hard to understand unless you actually go through it or have a family member that goes through it or a friend and you go through it with them together. It's hard to understand if you're not going through it. Does that make sense? Like, it would be hard for you to understand going through an eating disorder, like me going through an eating disorder. If you don't have an eating disorder, you're not going to necessarily understand. Basically, it's just having anxiety and depression. You always constantly feel alone. You feel like the world is out to get you, and no matter what you do, it's never going to get better. And that's how I've been feeling lately. That no matter what I do, nothing's going to change, and nothing's going to get better. After finding out that Robin Williams had taken his own life, had hung himself in his room, was just it brought me back to so many things in my life. A year ago, I lost one of my greatest friends that I grew up with to suicide. He actually ended up killing himself and taking his life. Details don't need to be brought into the situation, but needless to say, he took his life, and a lot of people kept saying, why did he take his life? Why did he do that? That was selfish. And all this other stuff. And it's because nobody understood why, because they didn't go through it. They weren't with him step by step. And they didn't know how he was feeling because they weren't in his body. I can understand how he felt because I deal with, depression and anxiety and eating disorders and stuff like that on a daily basis. So therefore, it's very hard to feel happy all the time, and I have to always constantly be putting on a smile to feel, I guess, quote unquote happy when I'm really not. I wish it was easier to explain. Like, depression is an awful thing, and we lose a lot of people to depression because they end up taking their lives because they feel like there's no other way out, and that they'll live that way for the rest of their lives. So they feel that, committing suicide is the only way out to the pain. And I would be lying if I said that I didn't understand that. I understand that so much. I've tried taking my life so many times. And, when I think about it, yes, it was a stupid thing to do because of my family and my friends, and to leave them behind seems selfish. And I guess that's why so many people don't understand, like, the whole Robin Williams thing, like how he can leave his family behind and his children and his wife. And it's not that he wasn't thinking about them. I don't know what was going through his mind. I just know that he was, he had an alcohol and a drug problem for the longest time, and he was having money issues, and he was fighting depression for a very he was in rehab for a long time for alcoholism, and then in and out of for being depressed. He had a lot of issues that we don't know. We only know what they tell us. But we have to, in a sense, just try to understand how he could have been feeling. Think about if you ever felt depressed and you felt so horrible where you didn't think that you could ever get out of the pain that you felt. Depression is like that, but it's all the time. It's constantly. And it doesn't go away. You can take antidepressants and all that stuff, but they sometimes work and they don't work. I've been on them in the past, but they don't help for me. So my body is allergic, and it doesn't tolerate like SSRIs, so I can't take medicines like that. So therefore, I kind of have to go through it without medication. Besides, I could take benzodiazepam, um, which is like an anxiety medication. So I take Xanax for my anxiety. I'm not going to say that it makes everything better, but it does help for my anxiety. It doesn't really help for depression, but it helps to control my anxious moments. It's kind of like fear, but a lot worse. Imagine having a fear of heights and being on a tall, tall, tall building and looking down. What are you going to feel? You're going to feel extremely fearful for your life, and you're going to get really panicky. Anxiety is kind of like that, but a lot worse in a way, because you can't stop that. You can't make it go away. People say if you have a fear of something, to keep doing that thing that you fear, and that will be a way to get over your fear. But anxiety doesn't work that way. Like, I could be in a grocery store and something could make me feel extremely panicky, and it's not going to stop until I either get out of the store, take a deep breath. It's very hard. And I also have a lot of health problems, so therefore, which all of that contributes to me always feeling so depressed and so down and alone. And we all know no one likes feeling alone. I mean, yes, we all like having our alone time and our downtime for ourselves. But being alone is different, and it's not fun. I don't like being alone. I don't feel happy, knowing that I'm alone or lonely. There's a difference between being alone and feeling lonely. And I guess I can't explain it any other way. But, you know, I know that I used to post a lot more often, but then, I dealt with a lot of health issues, and then I had my grandfather died, and then, one of my best friends died, and my health problems, and now I'm dealing with a lot of health issues, where I did talk to you guys about some of them. I get injections every single month for my back and my scoliosis and all the problems that I have going on back there. But I also have a lot of other things going on too, where that, goes into like different types of cancers and whatnot. And it's scary, which in return makes me feel very depressed. So I'm just trying to get better, I guess, but I'll never truly get better. I could just manage how I feel, and try talking about it. But I'm the type of person that I don't like talking about my problems. I usually have people come to me for their problems, and I like to listen and help them. I don't like to talk about my own problems. So I know how he, I know how a lot of people have felt that have taken their lives because I've been there. I've tried taking my life, um, and it's a scary, scary, scary feeling. And I don't ever want to have to feel that way ever again. But I can't say that I won't, you know. So I'm gonna end this here. But I just wanted to, I know it's kind of a little bit of everywhere. But I really just wanted to just say that I feel so bad for his family and rest in peace to Robin Williams. He was just truly an amazing guy, very funny, and it just goes to show you that people don't know much about depression because here was this amazing, funny guy that looked happy every single day of his life, and people thought he was happy, but really he was so sad. And actually, in his remaining days, in the pictures that you can look at online, you can see in his eyes that he's so, so sad. Just think before you say stuff to certain people because you never know what you're doing to impact their life. Um, but I do love you guys. And, if you've been with me since day one, thank you for supporting me. It truly means a lot to me. I can have one subscriber or a billion, and, it wouldn't matter. It's not all about how many subscribers you have or, all that stuff. Like some people on YouTube think that, having billions and millions of subscribers that it makes you so amazing and famous. It's not about that. It really isn't. It's about who you're helping and if you're proud of what you do. And I would still be sitting here talking whether I had 10 subscribers or if I had a billion subscribers. I would still be doing the same thing. So it is what it is. I love you guys. Peace and love. Be cool, be kind, don't judge, and cowabunga, dude. But for real, I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me from day one, and just bear with me. I'm just going through a lot of stuff right now, but it is what it is. It's life. I'll talk to you guys so soon. Bye.